piano. 1. Play some more notes. 2. And 1 more note. 3. Good job. Okay. I see that my cat. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. I thought I had the camera adjusted well. Okay, that's pretty good. Happy New Year. I am in the middle of my practicing challenge to get ready for my January 20th recital. Okay, Zoro, play some notes. More notes. More notes. Good job. And Zoro's here today to help me. He didn't get to come for a couple of days because he really, really likes to interrupt. Anyway, today I'm going to be continuing to work on fast octaves. Okay, coming up in the Chopin Scherzo, and also revisiting some of the other faster passages in the Clara Schumann Variations, Opus 20. And this part of I set up a schedule for myself, which is that all of the pieces should be learned and at tempo by January 6th, which is pretty soon. Give me 5. So I'm mostly working on the things that go faster, that I can't quite play in tempo yet. And the way I've been working on it up till now is with the interleaved clicking up. You can, one more note, you can check some of my previous lives, the last 2. And I did quite a lot of that. And also I did other sessions not on the live where I was working with that. It's a very powerful technique. I really recommend it. Today I'm going to be checking in on places where I had already done that technique, seeing how they do when I just revisit them after a couple of days. And when I was doing the octaves at the end of the scherzo, I noticed that I had to kind of have a certain body position as well as a type of muscle tone in the torso, and that's what made it possible for me to play the octaves the best. So I'm going to be practicing, revisiting that body sensation and seeing if I can call it up at will. Because, of course, in a concert, that's what I have to do. I have to be able to just produce it on the spot. So that's the plan for today's live. And I thought I might also play a little bit with a blindfold. I saw a couple of people doing that on YouTube. And I play all the time with my eyes closed. Very fond of that. And I just thought that might be fun for people to see that. Alrighty, I think we'll start with, let's start with some of the Clara Schumann stuff. Okay, so we're going to start with variation 4. Okay, give me a spin. And we'll see if he can, whoops, there's your treat, go get it. Let's see if he can stand or leave me alone. Oh, I got to have my page turning thing on. I can do it this way where I can see 2 pages. I think I need the notes bigger. The notes are bigger when I only have 1 page up here. Okay. I'm just going to wave at some of the people that are here. Oops. Thanks for coming. Okay. All right. Give me a spin. Okay, then you got to wait. So I'm thinking of my goal tempo. I'm hearing it in my head. That seems a little fast. I'm going to try slightly slower. Oops. Well, that's a problem. It's not there. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to try it again a little slower. Okay, so the left hand is not getting ready to do the leaps, basically, is the problem. Now, the left hand has a lot of leaps because these chords are really big. Good boy. Give me an up. Let's see it. Good job. So I'm going to revert to a technique, which is to play a small bit 3 times, 100% correctly, take a little break, and then play 3 more times. And that's a really good technique for making something secure if you're not really remembering what it is. That didn't work. So I'm going to be here. So now I'm going to be going on a little bit. Because that was 3 times, so I'm going on to something else, and then I'll come back. Okay, let's back up, do the one right before it. See, forgot already. Now I'm going to do the second one. I'm doing it again to remember where my hand is. I didn't practice moving off of that to get ready for the next left-hand note. I did this sleep, but I didn't get off this to get ready for the next sleep. Okay, that's good. Let's go back to the first one. Getting the torso in the right spot. Okay, that's good. Give me a spin. You don't want to spin? Give me a spin? No spinning. Okay. See if I can do the whole 2 measures again. So that's pretty good until this sleep. Wait a minute. What was that lead? It's the left hand. He's confused. I don't even have fingering in there. I'm going to do it again and get the fingering. This is a 2. That's a 2, and then 1 4 2, or 1 2 4. I mean, 2 4. This is a 2. Erase that. Okay, let's try it again. In the score that feels a little awkward for this, but I think I'm going to stick with it because I probably did it before if that's what's written in my score. I'm pretty zealous about writing in the score exactly the fingering I'm going to be using, so I'm going to go with what I have written. Okay. Slightly to get to the ready for the next note. So thing I don't like about the thing, this is great. I have 5, 3, 4. That feels awesome. The problem is right here going 5, 1, 5. That's not good. So I think maybe 1, 4, 2, 4. So that's a spot for sure. Write this other thing right here. This in the last 2-3 days, and then I kind of knew it, but that does not seem to be the case. I got a couple other new people here, so I'm going to wave at them. Thanks for joining. Okay. Now, right here, the left hand plays this, and now it's got to move and get ready to go like that. So I'm doing something that a little bit unusual, I guess. Instead of trying to spread my hand this way like that, I'm opening my hand this way, and that's because I can get the second finger closer to the thumb that way. And I have to play. I have a big span here between 4 and 2. I have to play. It's here 4 F sharp, 2 on C sharp. That's pretty far. But I can get it. I'm pretty much over this 10th when I'm in this what I call scissored position. It's like saying okay. It's a little bit that position. But I gotta take some time to get to that position. So that's gonna be happening right here. Right there. So as I play that, I gotta move. That's pretty good. That used to be really hard. I was way over here, and now I gotta get over here. And so I'm not doing that. I'm not crashing my elbow into my torso. I am leaning backwards slightly as I get my elbow in front of the body to play this. Try that again. Faster tempo, that's a pretty quick move with the body. To the proper note down here. Let's go from. Now we got there. Okay. It's a little tentative, so I'm going to go from here. Oh, this will be a good time. The blindfold. That's good. I should try this with the blindfold. It's a little bit far. Okay. First I have to remember what the heck I'm doing. If I don't remember, because you can't look at the music with a blindfold on, obviously, so you have to memorize, what it is, the notes, just the notes. Okay, I'm going from here to that. Okay, is that right? Yeah. Nope. No, that is right. Okay, so the things I'm using to help me do this with the blindfold that's that far. Okay, one thing is I'm thinking of turning the arm like this. I call that metronome elbow or windshield wiper elbow. And it doesn't work for all passages, but it does for this one. It's fine for me to be down here. Okay, now I can't find it. Whoa, it's way too far. Right? Yeah. So that's one thing. I'm kind of measuring how far do I turn my arm. The other thing I'm doing, see what my second finger is doing here? It's kind of finding that natural, we call that the natural half step, the bigger space here. So since I played piano so long, I have kind of a sense of how far things are. If I just sort of think about it, my body kind of knows. I mean, let's hope it would after all these years. But it's this touching with all the fingers, not just the finger that's going to play. Right? The pinky is what's playing, but it's the two that's helping me find this, making me sure that I'm by these three black keys, and that means I know where this note is, which is I think it's an F double sharp in this case instead of a G. Whoa, wrong. Here. Okay, hope that was fun for everybody. That was fun for me. I like doing that. Okay. That is a typical mistake. What happened is I jumped off of this and I went back to the G because I just practiced that a whole bunch. Now I gotta go to the E now. I have to go here. So basically I'm just thinking go further, then just go further. And then I'm kind of finding this group of three black keys. Okay, let's see if I can keep those two things straight. The big leap to the G, and then the next big leap to the E. Now I went to the E. So I'm going to stop, think, what am I doing? I'm going to G. I got there. I didn't want to look. You don't want to practice looking. You want to try to get there without looking. Okay, that's good. That's not good. That's the hardest passage in the variation with those measures with the leapy leaps. And of course, there's a page turn right there. If you were doing paper music, there wouldn't be a page turn because you have two pages open. But with the iPad, you only have one page at a time, so there's twice as many page turns, which is a problem sometimes. Okay. I'm kind of tired of doing that. I'm going to do it one more time. If I'm tired of doing it, I'm going to go on. I can always come back. So. else. The last two measures felt fine. So I was just kind of thinking about the leap. And one thing with leaps is really good if you relate where you are to where you're going. So I'm playing that, and I need to go here. So I'm not thinking from here to here, because that's big. Between 1 and 2 and 9th, that's pretty big. I'm thinking my 2 goes right above where I just played an octave. That's not far at all. That's only a whole step. That's easy. I see. The left hand has to leap at the same time. And it has to leap over where the right hand is right now. And that's often a problem. The hands don't want to crash into each other. So I'm thinking, okay, leap the thumb a little bit above the 2, and then put the left hand close to where my right hand just used to be. So that's pretty good. That part I just played last 4 measures. That used to be very, very hard for me. I did the interleaved clicking up method on it, and it seems better. This isn't so great. So the first 5 notes are not hard. It's this. It's that leap. And then this leap. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, so I have to practice those leaps more. Let's try eyes closed. Oops, right fingering. So, left hand's playing the C sharp, and I'm thinking about putting my 2 on it, and the right hand is going where the left hand used to be. That does not feel hard. And I think after you've played a fair amount of music with octave leaps in it, at least seems to be my experience, that if I just think octave, I can do it. And I also see that with students. Not at first. Not when you're first not familiar with octaves, you won't have that experience. But after you've played octaves for a while, you probably will start having that experience. Okay, where was I? Oh, that's where I was. So I'm not going to subject you to hearing the beginning of that again. I think that's probably enough of that. Now this next variation, I did a fair amount of interleaved clicking up in the passage that's the hardest for me, which is 2/3 of the way down the page. But I'm going to try starting at the beginning at a somewhat moderate tempo and see how it goes. So this. Which hand's doing what. back. The other thing I'm doing is I am not starting over at the beginning. When I mess up in measure 2 or measure 4 or whatever, I do not go back to measure 1. I don't even go to the beginning of the measure. I'm starting exactly where I'm messing up. And it definitely takes practice. You have to practice two things. You have to practice noticing where you make the mistakes. And for me, I know the piece pretty well, so I know when it doesn't sound right. And you can develop that for yourself with a piece that's new for you by listening to a lot of recordings. So you get that inner representation where you can actually hear in your mind's ear, as it were, how it's supposed to sound. But the other thing I more notice is if my hands feel like they're lost, or if I feel like I'm kind of falling off of notes. That's a physical sensation with the touching of the fingers. And then I also notice if I feel confused or unclear mentally, kind of like, oh no, where am I? Uh-oh, this sort of, not a happy feeling, like a mistake's happening or I'm going to mess up, kind of an anxiousness slightly, I guess I would describe it as. So anyway. The fingering, so I often am just writing the fingering so I could start, so I don't have to play all this. I just want to start here. So I had to write down what the right hand's doing because I forgot. While I was talking to you guys, I forgot. So that's pretty good. That's faster than I used to play it. So when the last time I performed it. Nice to see everyone. Okay, going on. So yesterday when I was practicing the octaves at the end of the Scherzo, I noticed if I keep my core kind of activated, kind of as if you were trying to like pull your belly button back towards the spine very slightly. That's what I mean by core activation. If I activate the core slightly, I did much better with the octaves. So I'm going to try that here now. It gets harder. I just forgot what to do next. Yeah. Okay, so this is divided this way like that. This is 2, 1. Okay, that lead, this one. That does not feel good, so I'm going to do that. Put my thumb where the 4 is. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit and do this measure. Wow, I'm playing more notes in the right hand. 1, 2. Okay. Since March, maybe, these particular measures. So I was working on what comes next. I forgot that measure. octave was hard. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to give this one a star. Go back to it later with the interleaved clicking up thing for this section right here. This is the part I worked on already. Not so good. It's okay at that tempo. Things in the way. Okay, so left hand screwing these up. Right here. I want to see, is my hand closed or open when I'm leaping off this G? I know it's going to be a little close here because I'm going 2, 1. I'm playing octave 2, 1 because I'm redividing the octaves so the hands don't crash and I have fewer leaps. So I have to leap, but I also got to open my hand at the same time. I'm trying the core thing. Okay, that's pretty good. It feels kind of like my 4 fingers sort of flopping around and missing the bottom note. So I'm focusing on really feeling like the 4 is strong and a little bit pushing off. It's the black keys. Got the core, shoulders. I am not at my goal tempo for this variation, obviously. I will need to go back and do more of the clicking up that I did yesterday. But since I already did 2 days where I was torturing those who chose to join me with a lot of that repetition, I'm not doing it today. I am going to work on the end of the Scherzo, the octaves there, with the starting in the different measures, but working on the core thing I mentioned. Oh, that's right. I remember how to find this place. By place, I mean like where is my body. So I'm definitely moving towards the low notes, but I'm also moving slightly away from the keyboard. So my head is kind of moving like this way, diagonally in that direction towards the behind me. So and that's so my elbow can get right here. This is where it needs to be. So if I don't move away, again, I'm going to crash into myself. Okay, core, 4 fingers alive. Okay, let's add a measure. I'm going to go a little slower. So I got to get that move happening. Wake up the 4th finger. Okay, I'm gonna go back. That's pretty good. Okay. I forgot about the core thing. You know, the activating, pulling the belly button in thing. So I'm gonna try it again with that. I don't think I got over there. Okay. Let's go over here. The fours feel kind of floppy still. Forgot about the core. So that time, I'm repeating it this many times because I'm trying to practice what to think. And I want to, usually I don't repeat things more than 4 or 5 times because there's pretty good research that after that number of repetitions, it's a waste of time, but that your brain is not learning anything new. But I'm focusing on something new. I'm practicing on something essentially new when I'm working on a different thought or a different way of conceiving of what it is I'm doing. So anyway, that's what is going through my mind. So I'm going to do it again because now I took this break and talked to you guys. So thinking of the belly button going towards the spine, just very little. The fours are active, and I got to do that move to here. Yay, good. One more time. Okay, let's start over here. The other thing, when I start adding more measures on, it's easier to forget what I'm supposed to do at the end because that's, attention span of a goldfish. I just forget by the time I get down there. So, okay, pretty good. Core, fourth finger, move away, move away, move away. Okay. Okay, let's add another measure on. Oh God. Because now I gotta be quite different here with my legs to get over here. And it starts here. So. I never screw that part up because I practiced starting at the beginning so many times. But I'm just revisiting, where is that? So if I start here, like where is that in this part of my body? Where do I need to be? I forgot what happens. I like those. I can do these every time. So I like those. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try from here. Kind of splatty. I think the fourth finger is screwing up again. This is like a little exercise. Kind of activate the fourth finger. So left hand fourth finger. could I call it strategic rubato. Like, could I slow down very slightly right before that leap, um, make it easier for myself to get that correct, and then just play everything else faster? I would prefer not to have to do that, but I think it might be worth it to have that little thing in there, so to be able to play the whole passage faster. We'll have to see. I'm going to do more interleaved clicking up on this, and um, hopefully it'll get better. Where am I? I'm going to start here. Right hand felt tentative. I don't think I got over enough. Okay, that's enough of that. And last thing I'm going to do is just a little bit of the fourth variation of the Clara Schumann piece. Sorry, the seventh variation. And I did a lot of the interleave clicking up throughout this variation. I went through the entire thing, but it takes quite a while. It takes, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to do 6 or 8 measures. So I can't do the whole variation in one day. I certainly can't do variation 7, variation 4, and the Scherzo octaves all in one day with that technique. So that's why the passages are some of them I haven't played them for a couple of days. So anyway, the gold tempo on this was 90, but I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do more like 75. Let's see what that is. Whoops. There's a metronome inside the sheet music app here. I don't use it for performing, but sometimes I use it for this. Okay, no, I don't want. Okay, that's good enough. Go away. Go away. There. Okay. Make sure my pedal is in the right spot. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna mark the spots that felt tentative and go on because I want to see how the whole variation is. So I'll do it again. That's just what I know about already. It's confusing. There's one time it's this, the second time it's that. So I'll have to keep working with that. This whole part felt a little bit tentative for the left hand. So I'm just starring it. I'm probably going to go over this whole section with the interleaved. this last night, so I know that's what's hard, but it's good to mark them. And I just also want to say what I'm doing here I have not practiced at all this piece today, this in the morning. I haven't played it today. And I almost always do that when I'm getting ready for a concert is I sit down and I try to play my piece or my program or whatever. First thing in the morning, cold, not, I guess you could do some warm up exercises if you like doing that. I don't really do a lot of that. And then just see what do I actually remember without putting it into my short-term memory by practicing it for an hour first. There's something called the mastery illusion, which is, if you do that, you practice something for an hour and then you run it through, you kind of get the idea that you really know it better than you do. And I've performed enough in public and had things that busted up illusions happen. So I like to be sure that I can play it, that I'm pretty happy with how I can play it on the very first time without having spent a whole bunch of time practicing it right before. And also when you're playing a whole program, this is only an hour, but there isn't time the day of the performance to practice everything for 45 minutes. It just is, I wouldn't have the energy to do all that and perform. So that's the other reason I do it this way, where I'm sort of testing where it's at. Okay, that was enough of that going on. This part's not very hard, but I'm still going to play it. See, I discovered that it goes faster than I'm used to going. Deep, deep, da, da, yeah. So let's do it that tempo. That's hard, that tempo. To roll it. Better write that down. Okay. I'm gonna back up a little. Yeah, so I'm trying to speed up the tempo of this whole variation by, I don't know, 20% above what I played it when I last performed the piece. My impression when I perform this piece is that people think it's like it's kind of nice. I mean, that's what I thought when I first heard it. So like, meh, it's okay. But now that I've worked on it, I really think it's very, very beautiful and that there's a lot of depth and interesting things happening in the piece. So I'm hoping that if I don't go so slow in this variation, that it might be a little bit more exciting for people and that the piece will be more exciting for people. We'll see. Two things. We'll see. Can I get it to the tempo I want to get it to? And if I do, is it more exciting for the audience? Time will tell. All right. So I like to end with playing a piece. I am going to play. What am I going to play? Okay, I'm going to play the famous D flat nocturne, 27 number 2. I have not practiced this at all for about a week. So I'm preparing for my illusions to be broken. Thinking about the tempo. It's interesting, the tempo that's printed here by Chopin is 50 to the dotted quarter. And just to put that in context, that would be, okay. Nobody plays it at that speed. So I am trying to play it a little faster though than I used to, because I think that it's easier to make the melody feel like it's continuing. So. Take your claws off. No. I know you don't like it. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that cut, and I'll be back tomorrow. And okay, Katie.